Hi everyone, it's BDevine, and I hope that you're doing awesome and happy and well wherever you are. And as you know by now, I have been around for a really long time on the internet and even longer doing this work. I am an author of Angelic Guidance and Domino Angels and many other courses, and an actual international training provider for holistic medicine. So I have many courses available and free courses as well. If you haven't done my Destiny Code course, which is free, part 1 and 2 is free, there will be more that's coming to the Destiny Code, and you can do it. I'll put a link to it in the description under this video. Okay, so you can see that, you can join in on that and have a look at things, because today I'm here to talk to you a little bit more seriously, and things that have been happening, situations that have been brewing. I told you all on the 4th of July, or just before the 4th of July, about a film called Sound of Freedom. And this is highlighting human trafficking or child trafficking in Colombia. It is a much more massive operation, because it's just looking at one place. You've got the whole world where this is happening, and it's happening more than you realize. It is happening underneath your nose. It is happening most likely on your street, at your school, at your church, in foster homes, in hospitals. It's happening in the Amish and Mennonite communities. It's happening in government agencies. It's happening all over the place. I've been talking about this corruption, not so much specified into this area, for a long time. And my numbers on my videos reflect that. On my YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, etc. After all of these years, I'm just plodding along. The numbers reflect my stand spiritually and with my own personal experience. The numbers on my channels reflect those. Now, I was asked this morning to make a video and see if people would argue with me, which I'm not into. And they were saying that we need to bring awareness to this, because when a movie like this comes forward, the politics get involved. I want to tell you something, that if you are grabbed and tortured and raped and abused and sold and repeat over and over and over again, your political view means nothing. In fact, none of your views mean anything, and you're never going to see anybody that you know ever again. In fact, the people that are found, it's very rare. And the reason that it happens in the first place, and I can tell you from experience, because my mother drugged me when I was 9 years old, drove me somewhere undisclosed, and I was let into a room full of pedophiles. That situation is all I'm going to tell you, okay? Because somehow I survived, and not only survived that 3-day situation, but somehow I was able to go back to my mother. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen to literally anyone. I mean, if you do get released from this system, then you're always paranoid and looking over your shoulder, or there's something about you that is untouchable. For my situation, I don't know what that was. I still don't, obviously, but something saved me, because it was what you think what it was. That's what it was. It was what you think happened with a room full of pedophiles is what happened, okay? And then I went home to the pedophile stepfather and my mother who watched on, and anybody else that would want to partake. And this happened to me from a little girl onwards. And that's just in a household situation. How many of you have been sexually abused, sexually assaulted, rape, torture, beaten? How many of you? How many of you have been through domestic violence and come out the other side? What if someone told you that that's just only for people who are on the right side of politics? There is no right side of politics in other countries. Half of them don't even get a say. And we're not even talking about labor, child labor. We're not even talking about, so you can drive around in your electric cars, what that partakes. We're not talking about African diamond mines. We're not talking about mines all around the globe, different places. We're not talking about the Chinese, creating all of the child labor for all of the things that you like to wear because you want to buy things inexpensively. We're not even talking about that. As a spiritual guide to you all right, and a book that I wrote in 2013 explains it perfectly, that the world is dark. The world has been under control from very, very dark forces for a very, very long time. We are at the end of it. We have been at the end of it for some time. This means that as the cockroach dies, it throws itself, it kicks its legs, it spins all over the place, carries on like a fruitcake, and tries to just drag everything with it before it dies. In the spiritual communities, most people are focused on fortune telling, witchcraft, people doing spells, people giving you quick answers, people waving a magic wand on your head and creating some kind of miracle for you to see. These things are things that a lot of people try to get involved with when they're opening up their spiritual and psychic practices, is they want to have it all there so that they can be the best psychic in the world or do cold readings or whatever it is. Those people don't usually last very long. However, the numbers of those people suddenly will be in the hundreds of thousands and beyond. Anything to distract you from your true spiritual path and forget about what's really going on around the globe, and to focus on fortune-telling fluff and people who can do some kind of magic spell for you. They keep you watching the bullshit, basically, keep you programmed to listen to this stuff, to listen to the alien talks, to listen to the contact survivors, to listen to all kinds of cuckoo stuff, so that you're not aware of who you are as a soul, and you certainly won't be aware of the deeper issues. These issues are facing people every single day. Children, how would you like it if your child was gone? Many people seemingly don't care. Seemingly, because we've been taught to not say things like that. I have been very careful over the years because I'm watched carefully, okay, by whatever forces are out there, because I'm actually going to help you to not only open up your abilities, I'm going to help you to be confident, to be strong, to focus on your pathway, to focus on how to heal, right? To give this healing to others and to help the children of this world and the people in this world who are going to be coming forward with the most traumatic tales that you have ever heard in your life. And if you are not ready, then you are going to go into trigger vomiting, you're going to go into some kind of depression, You're going to just recluse. You're going to have anxiety attacks, and you are going to want to protect every single person, child, man, woman, and child that you know, and that's going to be impossible. It does not matter about where the hell your political thoughts and feelings lie. I don't care. I'm from Australia. Never even voted over there. Why? Because it's bullshit. The United States is the same. Okay? There are principles though. Those principles, I don't believe, are fully brought to reality by either side. It's all about domination of the people, not working for the people. And there's more that I can say about it, but the sound of freedom and films like it that are trying to show you in one tiny little small fraction what happens to children that go missing. Not every single child that goes missing is going to be a victim of this. They may be a victim of murder. They may be a victim of, bondage. They may never be able to leave their actual captor. That captor may not be involved in bigger rings of things. But if you think for a second that that doesn't happen, right? And you've got your head in the sand, keep on going that way. You're going to be shocked the most. Now, what we have in our spiritual journey is you need to understand what really happens. The Destiny Code gives you a little bit of a glimpse onto some of nothing. It's nothing, but some of the things in it. There's more than that. And it's so gruesome and so graphic and so horrendous and so real that it has taken me a very long time to try to even get the courage to teach what we have to teach to others about this whole system, about mind control, about the whole thing. But everyone's terrified. Anybody who knows about it is terrified because they go missing. They get threatened, their family gets threatened. It is real. So I had one person tell me that, you just keep on, you're bringing up conspiracy shit. Okay. So you don't want to look at reality that spirituality is trying to focus you on and bring you away from. You have to look at something in order to change it. You have to be aware of something, not just, that's really making me uncomfortable. You must be insane. I'm going to go to my free reading over here from some witch person because she's not actually going to tell me what I might need to do to actually help myself. She's just going to tell me my future. I've seen it. I'm not talking, I don't care. There are some people I know that are pagans and practice what they're doing, and they only work with the light. There's nothing else. They wouldn't even dream about it. But you've got girls and men that are coming up now that see ways in which they can make money. I have put my life on the line for you all more times than you'll even realize. I have put my life into this craft, working this work, teaching this stuff, channeling these messages, teaching the methods, bringing the ancient back to the earth, trying to be a beacon of light everywhere I go, trying to change things one step, one day, one person at a time. And the biggest message is you're creating miracles for yourself. You're not expecting somebody else to do it for you. Can you learn how to do it yourself? Absolutely. Do I have 1,000 courses for you to try? Yeah. But what's happening here is people are moving so fast. I don't want to do that. I just want to get straight to the goods without realizing by skipping all of these steps, you're never going to get to what you want. You know, I have thought about showing you all just what it looks like to be a gypsy or a fortune teller, and to sit here and pretend and show you smoke and mirrors and show you just exactly how it all is. I can't do it. I can't do it. You know, the people that are on this pathway, they don't get all of the fanfare. They don't get people to see them. They don't get heard. All they get is, oh, are you going to give me a free reading? Oh, well, I'll go somewhere else. You get free readings every single day from me. Free advice, free support, free healing, free connection every single day, because I have to do this for humanity. Sometimes that's the only way someone will get the idea through their head. I have to be honest with you, I have been shocked at how hard it seems to be to tell somebody that there is a huge, nasty, dark ring of pedophiles around this globe. And not only pedophiles, sadists, Satanists, ritualists, you name it. People who are doing sacrifices all of the time because it's part of their religion. People who will toss one little girl around from person to person all day just for the money, and if she doesn't make enough money, she might get a limb cut off. They don't care. If you struggle while you're being raped, they'll just cut your arms and legs off. They don't care. You just don't even understand, and you'll think, oh, that's not right. That's just some horror film. Where do you think horror films get the idea from? And that's nothing. It's nothing. The amount of people that I work with that have been abused and severely tortured, who've been kidnapped, who've been maimed, who've had their body totally ruined, that come after going to doctors, after going to nurses and being abused, foster homes and being abused, after being left to the wayside, to be homeless, to have no money, to be kicked out of everything, to go into other things like maybe they want to join the armed forces or something like that, just so they have a roof over their head. And then they get tossed to the wayside at the end because they've got this, they've got that, or they've got the other wrong with them. And then they have PTSD from all of that happening. And you all having PTSD from your upbringing and your parents and their issues and your brothers and sisters. And this one wants to be that and this one wants to be that. And you're pushed out. You know, some of you are disabled, physically disabled and in wheelchairs. And you have abusive carers. Who do you all come to? Do you go to your little fortune teller that, wears her, gold coins and her weird black tattoos and black nails and all of the shit? Does that little fortune teller person, little girl that you're watching on YouTube with 100,000 followers or whatever, does she help you in your time of need, in your healing time when you really need help? Does she help you to disconnect you from any of the attachments that you may have, any of your past traumas? Does she help you to heal truly? Or is it just for a quick read and then she goes on to somebody else? In fact, she doesn't even know who you are, because she'll have somebody else answering all of her emails because she's got the money to do so, because YouTube and places like that will promote the darkness, thinking that you are also stupid, that you're going to listen to that. And guess what? 90% of you do. You're listening to these messages of darkness that are posing. You're listening to these politicians that are posing. You're listening to people who are in big, massive situations, lots of money, elites. And you're believing they're garbage, that are feeding you and have been feeding you since you've been born. That don't care about you. Okay? They don't. In fact, they're trying to eliminate most of us. That's the whole point. That's the whole point between anything that you're seeing and people fighting over and rights that they want and this and that. You know, it's all they don't give a shit about you. You're just pushing their agenda and you're just fighting with each other and you're just dividing even more. It's not about that. Spirituality is about freedom. right? About freedom to choose, about freedom to live your life how you want to live it, to do good to people and to help people, to raise people's vibrations just by being in your presence, right? Not to scare the crap out of someone and tell them that if they don't take your magic potion, that they're going to die. That's not what I'm about. It's not what I'm ever going to be about. My mission here is to stand in the face of all of this adversity, of all of these people who somehow have some kind of, I don't know, black magic all over you. They must, right? Because if you can't see the difference between someone who's genuinely trying to help you and someone who's you're just a number to, there's a big problem, you know? People who are desperate, always saying the same things. Please help me. Oh God, please help me. Please help me. Please help me. Oh no, I don't want to hear that. I just want you to tell me the answers to my life, because that's what you're so used to doing. What if you were entrapped in a room with complete people just coming in and out in a revolving door, taking you in every orifice you can think of anytime they want to, and treating you like a piece of meat and just leaving you there, whether you just need someone to help you, whether you're bleeding, whether you're screaming, they don't care. They can get parts from you. They don't care. They'll take your kidneys out. Who cares? It's a huge thing. Again, I'm always so careful because, I want to still be here to share things with you all, to be there with you all. I've seen you listen to ex-CIA, this and that, and do all this guy's courses. I've seen you listen to Wilcox and his maniac brain. I don't even know how you can handle it. I get anxiety when I see that guy. And people are just hanging on every word, giving the guy thousands of dollars that he doesn't need. Meanwhile, you've got the battlers. People who are like you. People who don't get born into something special. People who have learnt from experience. People who have always tried to do the right thing. And still, even in the spiritual communities, they don't like it. You know why they don't like me? Because I am going to give you the ways in which you can be confident and free. I can open your abilities. I can help you with your healing. You can have a life that's not suffering. And they don't want you to have it because there's no money when the world is healthy. There's no money for these greedy people. It is not a conspiracy theory. It's fact. Go ahead and look on theworldometer.com and go and have a look at communicable diseases. Go look at the numbers of people this year, now in July, that have died from communicable diseases. From malaria, that you all thought was gone. It's still around. From starvation. Go have a look at all those numbers. From HIV, go look at those numbers and tell me that's not a pandemic. But oh no, we're not worried about that. We're just going to make sure that we don't get COVID, which you're going to get over and over and over again, especially if you've had your jib jabs, right? And then you're going to give it to everybody else, and they don't care about you. And if anyone wants to say, well, it's easy for you, you know what? My dad's dead. My mother-in-law is dead. My family members are ill. Another family member just had brain cancer and just died like that. I've had people drop dead who I know. I've had my best friends in Australia, both parents died exactly the same way, straight after having it. So don't, this isn't about, no, this is actually affecting your life. And when it does, then you're going to get wild about it. So some people coming to me about the Sound of Freedom saying, oh, you've got a big platform, Becky. You need to say something. Hello? I'm taking it for the team again. I'll do it. Of course I'm going to do it. But you can't just watch a film and then suddenly, shit, it's really bad. It's been bad. It's been really bad, especially before the internet. Before the internet and cell phones. Could you imagine what was going on? No one could track you. Okay? It was like unbelievable. A lot was happening in the 80s. Photos and pictures and child pornography. Listen to Brooke Shields' story. What happened to her? She's doing magazine shoots at 10 for men's magazines, and that was okay. It all has to stop. The decency needs to come back. I'm all for everybody, to each your own. To each your own. Okay? But the level of people with their head in the sand, worried about nothing, and the level of people that are around you every single day with complaints and issues and problems, and then, there's this here now, we've got this going on now. We can get our way out of anything. We can move through anything. Can't do it all separate. Okay? We can't stop things ourselves when we don't even know what we're supposed to do to try to stop child, trafficking. But we can shed light on things. We can send our spiritual light team to help. We can ask for the exposure. And when the exposure is coming, as I said to you, it's like the cockroaches, just like trying to die off. It's going to get worse and worse and worse with restrictions and problems and issues. Cocaine in the White House. Don't have to be on the left or the right to see that there was cocaine in the White House. Whoa, I wonder where that came from. What the hell? And that's what they're telling us. What they know, because everything they tell you is just a fraction of what's really going on. So I didn't want to make this video. I just wanted to just keep pushing forward. I didn't want to have to bring up what happened to myself as a child. Not to mention all the shit that was happening anyway. Not to mention, then you get tossed out of there, you go to this foster home and this foster home and this foster home. Then your father wants you in the United States. You go to the United States and you're basically homeless. You're living with Amish, you're living with Mennonites, you're living with Hutterites who are mentally insane. Not nice. Not all of them. Terrible treatment of their animals. Terrible treatment of people and their kids. When you're in the community, you see it. And they also hide a lot of stuff that they do. And that's a whole nother story. Doesn't matter what religion you are in, anything that you are involved in has a dark turn and twist to it. And I, for one, am trying to just walk the line. Didn't want to have to vary off the line to tell you anything. Didn't want to have to make this video today. Didn't want to have to bring it up. We don't want to talk about it, do we? That is the problem. Everyone's like, stop. I just want to go back to the reading. Are you serious? You give someone, here's all the answers. You may have to do some work yourself to get to those answers. It's going to be a little bit of a journey here, but when you get to the other side of it, you're going to have everything that you wanted in your spiritual journey and your life and your family and the confidence you wanted and to earn money for yourself. But all you got to do is really, really look at this for the next few weeks. Study it and put it into practice. And guess what? You've got the life that you wanted. And even that is too hard. Because what about that? But this is happening. Well, I don't really like that part of it. So I go, wow. But you'll go to pay $30,000 or $3,000 or $5,000 or $15,000 because you know the person's name. They seem like they've got everything going on, and you're going to get nothing. You're going to get an administration. You're never going to talk to the person, but you all are giving. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Other than that's the way that the darkness wants it. They want someone like me who's actually trying to help you and show you time and time again, and give you the answers through the messages and bring healing through all of my messages and help you and show you and suffer along the way for all of you. They want me to shut myself down. Oh, well, world doesn't get it. Off I go. That's what they want me to do, and I won't. And they're like, this person is completely stubborn. Yeah. There's nothing that's going to make me stop. So if you suddenly do not see me, I've obviously been killed. So I'll tell you right now, I am not suicidal. Okay? So if that ever comes to that, that's what you need to know. Not that it will, because I know that my spiritual light team and everybody would never allow anything like that to happen. They're always on guard, okay? But I am telling you now that there is a much bigger problem than sex trafficking that's been going on for a very, very long time. There's multiple ways of torturing somebody. There's ways in which you lure people into this. They do it. They set it up to scare the living shit out of you so that they can get a youthful appearance, let's just say, with the adrenal, okay? Can't even say the whole thing. It's real, okay? Many people have blurted it out in interviews, okay? People who have tried to expose it die, okay? So many of them, they go missing. They believe that they have more power than all of us, and in a sense, they do, with fear. And many of you are so afraid that you are reaching for help for people who are part of it. People who are part of it are the ones that skyrocket. They take, they all of a sudden you don't know who they are. You never heard of them before, but all of a sudden they've got every book on angels and guides and everything you can imagine. They got their deal going on with Hay House, and they are bored out. Me, I'm self-published. Me, I pay for everything to go out to you all. And then I put it all out there, and then I pay for the shipping for you all as well. You know, not a very good business model at all, but I can't help it. I'd rather get the message out there. I don't even have a copy of my own book. It's all like printed on demand or whatever they do. I don't even know. I don't know where the funds go. I don't get them for my book because I'm self-published. So Balboa Press, who published my book, they sell it out to different places. I don't know. But you can look it up on Amazon, I know that much. And you can look it up on Google, Angelic Guidance by BDevine, and there'll probably be a multitude of online bookstores that will have it for various prices. But it's a print-on-demand thing. So, you know, I had to come on today. As I said, didn't want to do this. It's a new moon in Cancer. We've got these new beginnings. Be very aware. Be vigilant. Get your children off of the internet. Stop posting pictures of your little girls and boys in their bathing suits and everything. There's sickos everywhere. I see it all the time. And also they have the technology now to take that identity and steal it. You know, it's just mind-blowing that people won't listen because it might be right-wing. What if it happens to you and you're a liberal? Then what? It's still right-wing? Is right-wing doing it to you now? Like, who is it? It doesn't matter about political affiliation because this is a worldwide problem. Many of the elites are connected to each other through the government systems, though. They all hold their secrets. And this is the faces that we see, not the ones that are actually calling the shots. You're never going to see them, ever. Ever going to see them. Destiny Code is going to show you a little bit about that. But there is more training that is required for you all on what actually goes on. You know, there are different ministries, there are different places that have, and I'm not advocating any sort of religion at all, but there are safe places where people can come that have had this abuse, the satanic abuse as well, the ritualistic abuse, the sacrifice of babies and you know, eating of them and all that sort of stuff. It's happening. It never stopped happening. It's been happening for a really long time. And I believe that what happens to people is unless they're exposed to it themselves, or unless they've seen it for themselves, or unless they have experienced it for themselves, they don't believe it. And that's the same on your spiritual journey. Well, I can't experience the angels, so, you know, I can't feel the angels, so it doesn't happen. I can't open up my clairvoyance, so it's not real. Because you got to see something before you'll believe it. That's the whole point. The whole point is that we must believe, and then we actually see, we actually feel, we actually experience. We stop doubting ourselves and we experience. Stop doubting that there's darkness on this planet that has been running rampant for hundreds of thousands and millions of years and doing horrendous deeds to people and still doing it. Ask a person in Pakistan about their rights. Go ahead. Go see if they're complaining about the same things that we complain about, that we take for granted. You know, any of those Middle Eastern places, go see. You know, it's just like, I have to say something, because if I don't, then it's almost like I'm keeping my head in the sand, when really I've been the only one of the spiritual communities that's actually done this and continue to teach you. You know, the other places want you to join in on the complaint party, or jump in on the complaint line, and let's all complain together about it instead of doing something about it. So this is what you've got to do. 1, be aware, be vigilant. Stop letting your kids be on the internet under a certain age. Stop letting them rule your life and make decisions for themselves, because they aren't capable of doing that. Danger is there. Okay? Support them with their spiritual light team as well. Keep them protected. Keep them from wearing, you know, hardly anything and taking photos of them, because it's not about your family or being the only ones to see them. But this is happening now with the way in which iPhones and Androids and all these are set up, and all of this stuff being watched and all of this stuff being monitored. Okay, it's very easy for hackers and people who are really good at this kind of stuff to find you, find out where your children are. Okay, it's just too easy. So stop doing it, right? It's not harmless, it's harmful. And you can speak to any parent who's had this happen. And I'm actually going to try to get a group together and try to talk about this and what people have experienced. If people want to come forward, I would love to know. You can email me and we can work something out so that we can bring awareness and we can bring healing. Make sure that you are putting yourself in a place of receiving every single day. Do your declarations. If you don't know how to do a declaration, go BDevine declaration and you will find all of them on YouTube. Permanent shield of protection and declaration doesn't mean that nothing bad is ever going to happen to you in your life, okay? It just means that anything unnecessary does not happen. That you're not attached to things that you don't need to be attached to. That you're not leaking your energy, that you're perfectly safe. Now, it can't stop you from thinking about something negatively either. So you got to monitor your thoughts. What is your self-talk like? Bring yourself into alliance with truth. Do you stress out about everything? Have you gone to doctors? Do you go and, you've always got a problem and you're always panicking? Why? Why? You got to address those reasons as to why you had something. Again, you know where I am. You know where I am for help with readings, for support and healing, for mentoring, and for classes. You all know where I am, right? This is what we do. We unite in our energy, right? And the energy is positive, and the energy is giving permission for our spiritual light team, for the cosmic beings of light, for the Earth's spiritual light team to get to work, to buffer some of the harsh realities that are around, to perhaps bring a softer energy in so that people aren't so aggravated all of the time and, stressed out and unhappy. That people are finding the right place that they need to be, the right people that they can connect with, that people can bring their vibration up. When your vibration is up, children will smile at you. People will stare at you in public, whether you think you're hot or not. Someone is staring at you because they see the light of who you are. You don't age normally. You will just be youthful. Why? Because your mind isn't going into, oh God, I'm getting old now. Oh, this is it. I'm going to have to cut my hair into a pixie cut and I'm done with it. I'll wear my moo-moos and away I go, People giving up. That is the sign of someone who is very, very sad in their life. You don't have to be perfect at this work. You just got to be yourself, manage your energy, manage your abilities, know that you've got them. Don't let anybody take that away from you or scare you out of it or scare you out of your money. I don't know. The amount of people that come to me after someone has done a spell trying to get an ex-lover back is unbelievable. The amount of people who write on my wall on Facebook saying, oh, my life was falling apart, but now it's so much better that I had a spell from Dr. Shigamanga. And they put it on my wall. Oh, promoting this person. Are you serious right now? This is where we're at still. It's 2023. I mean, that stuff was going on before 1970, right? A lot. It's still around. Folks, you can still get a spell from Dr. Hashanamana. People eat it up, though. You're all eating it up on TikTok and all these platforms. I see it all the time. You can't see that it's bullshit? Seriously. You know, when someone is giving you the right message, okay, and is really trying to help you, and, you know, they may wear really unique clothing, or they may have tattoos, or they may have funky colored hair or whatever, or big long nails or whatever, toenails, I don't know. What's the message telling you? You know, because if the message is coming from the divine, it is not limiting you. It's not telling you what you can, how you can get someone back. It's not telling you to send bad energy back to somebody else, right? It's not stepping in someone else's energy and trying to figure out what their brain might be doing and then, aha, you're against me. It's not manipulating someone's energy. It's teaching you how to be safe, protected, and do it yourself. Okay? It's what you have to learn here. And it may not be you that I'm talking to because you're getting all of this. This is why you're here. Maybe you need to share these messages with people who just wouldn't listen. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. I'm frankly tired of, you know, waiting for the world to just turn away from all of that drama. And stand up for yourself. Be strong in who you are. Be strong in your decisions in life. You know, you're a bloke and you want to marry a bloke, be strong in that. You don't need anybody to pat you on the back for the rest of your life and say, well done. I don't need a gold star for this work. I just need people to actually embrace who they are, rather than letting someone else have all of their energy, all of their money, all of their time, all of their worry, who's not going to help you, who doesn't give a crap about you, and is stringing you along on some BS journey. And in fact, you're probably not even talking to the person you thought you were talking to. If you email me or go to my website or go and do any of my services, you get me. That's it. There's nobody else that will take the job. Just me. Okay? My husband tried to do it for a little while. Oh no. Don't want to do those emails. Right? And here I am. The only reason I'm doing this and the only reason I'm here is because I have been entrusted to give humanity this information. Don't know why? Because I was almost not even here for so many times in my life. Only that I'm entrusted to give you this information. You're entrusted to get the information and to give it to others. We all have the same. So, go and watch, without bias, The Sound of Freedom and things like it. You've seen films your whole life about children that go missing and get taken by some bad guy or some bad girl or some bad family. You've all seen it and you've all gone, God, it's such an isolated thing though. Thank God that did not happen to me or in my area. I bet you the people that lived right next door to some of these people were just absolutely unbelievably amazed that it was their street. You know? The more that something is bashed, something that's good is bashed, the more you need to watch it and pay attention. It's just how it is. And if you would like to come forward about your experiences with your abuse or being taken or being kidnapped or being tortured or whatever has happened to you, the world needs to hear your story as well. And one day I will also go through my entire one. In the meantime, you can go to my website, BDevineOnline.com, and go to the bottom of the page. Just scroll like this till you get to the bottom. And then you'll get to a part that says about BDevine, who I am, and how I can help you. Okay? We need healers. Told you 1,000 times. We don't need people who just want to do something only if they're paid to do it. We want people who are willing to study and then go and do it. And I'm providing the platform to help you with it. This is all underway. The platform and all that is all underway. But you've got all the training there. So I have people who say, how much will I be paid if I help give healings? That's not what it's about. You'll get paid by your clients or whatever you're going to do later. But you've got to learn the methods first. Okay? Tarot classes. Learn how to be a genuine, intuitive, beautiful reader that gives from the heart to people and doesn't freak them out with outlandish claims. Okay? There's ways in which you can work out timing of events. There are ways in which you can see things coming. However, every single person has their own decision and choices to make. You know, that can't be created by the reader for you. Okay? Learn how to do tarot. Do the Destiny Code. It's free. You can find it here on YouTube. I'm going to have a subscription thing for YouTube here coming soon where I can just do a live session just with the subscribers. I have patrons. They're getting a live thing with me on Saturday with activations and meditations just because they give $5 a month to help me to stay here. That's what it's all about. Because I live off of basic donations because people don't really buy anything. It's just how it's been. It's just how it is. So, you know, people are terrified right now. So, I am still here. I'm always going to be here. Don't you worry. All right? There's more to come. I will continue to teach and share. I will continue to show you that you're here to teach and share and heal with others. Find out who you really are. Start to listen to your intuitive impulses. Research these things. Understand that there are people that if you told them that it was BS and they've been personally affected by something, that's the most horrendous thing to ever feel. Okay? So when people tell me that that doesn't happen, and I know that it has because it's happened to me, I have to say something. Many people are not as lucky. Some parents will never see their children again. And it happened in the split second. Other people who are pedophiles and things like that, they will befriend you and your kids. They're people that you know, most likely, if it's a continual thing. They will befriend you. Churches, all of those, again, all involved. Not every single person who goes to church is a child molester. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the organization in itself, because it is a business, and who's at the top and bits and pieces of people who are involved in things have been dark for a really long time. Okay? It's how it is. And they laugh at you because this is all going on in basements and, you know, behind sealed doors and things where they're abusing your children that you're entrusting into their care. If they're going to Catholic schools and Christian schools and things like that. If you don't think that there's a case of that happening, you haven't been paying attention. Okay? It's happening everywhere though. So I'm trying to be careful because I was raised religiously, so I know. You know, you're going to believe what you're going to believe and you're going to scoff at anything that's not what you believe to be true. I get it. That's what I'm doing too. I'm going to stand my ground as much as you will. You know, however, my ground is quite broad and yours is very narrow. You know what I'm saying? So the time is coming, everybody. We've got between now and the end of the year where things are going to very, very progressively ramp up more and more. So if you're not in your power, you're going to lose your power to everybody else and freak out. Start working up to who you are. I'm going to be back here very soon, so keep an eye where we'll do some readings and things, and I'll answer your questions and whatever you want to do with Divine Cafe. If you want to do that again, let me know. Saturday, I'll see you if you're a patron and a light leader. I'll see you on Saturday. And I would really like to connect with some people who have been through horrific cases so that people know that they're not alone. Because many of you that are listening, you don't speak up or say anything, but you've had horrendous things happen to you and you need help. Okay, this is what this is all about. We can help, and we are skilled, especially myself and light leaders are skilled in PTSD. We're skilled in catching trauma responses in you. Very skilled in it. They have intensive training, this group. Okay, be a part of the group so you can connect with each other, help each other, work with each other. My dream is to have wellness centers all over the world. Not just one that's crammed with people and no one else gets to benefit from it. That's what will happen. So I sending you all many blessings. Okay, open your eyes. Just be aware, but be in your own power. Okay, know that you're loved, that the divine wants nothing more than for you to actually accept who you really are, so you can be a soldier of lights. It's how it is. Okay, sending you lots of love, and bye for now.